Have you ever wondered why some people revel in the limelight while others prefer quiet solitude? It's an intriguing question that has puzzled psychologists and curious minds alike. Today, we're going to delve into the captivating world of introverts and extroverts. Introversion and extroversion, terms originally coined by the legendary psychologist Carl Jung, are two opposing ends of a personality spectrum. Introverts, those who lean towards the quieter side, are often painted as shy, antisocial, and aloof. Extroverts, on the other hand, are typically perceived as outgoing, gregarious, and unabashedly social. But let's be clear, these are gross oversimplifications. Introverts aren't necessarily shy, just as extroverts aren't always the life of the party. Introversion and extroversion are more about where individuals draw their energy. Introverts recharge through alone time, while extroverts thrive off social interaction. Understanding these personality types is paramount, not just for psychologists, but for everyone. It's about recognizing why people behave the way they do. It helps us in fostering better relationships, both personal and professional, enhancing communication, and promoting empathy and acceptance. Moreover, it's important to remember that no one is purely an introvert or an extrovert. We all fall somewhere along the spectrum, exhibiting traits of both at different times and in different contexts. It's this complexity, this fluidity of human personality that makes us all so fascinatingly unique. So why do these differences exist? What makes someone lean towards introversion or extroversion? And how does it impact their daily life, their work, their relationships, their happiness? Well, dear listener, that's what we're here to explore. The world of introversion and extroversion is far more nuanced and rich than it may seem on the surface. It's a world that holds the key to understanding not just others, but ourselves too. So brace yourself for a journey into the human psyche, a journey that promises to be as enlightening as it is engaging. It's time to delve into the fascinating world of introverts and extroverts. Consider this scenario: a lively party with a mix of people. Picture two individuals both attending the same party, yet their experiences couldn't be more different. Let's call them Sophie, the social butterfly, and William, the wallflower. Both are intriguing characters in their own right, but their approach to social interaction is as different as night and day. Sophie, our extrovert, thrives in this bustling environment. She is the life of the party, flitting from one group to another, engaging in animated discussions, and even leading the dance floor. The noise, the people, the energy, it all fuels her. She feels invigorated, her spirits lifted, her mood infectious. She's likely to stay till the very end, relishing every moment, every interaction. On the other hand, we have William, our introvert. He's not antisocial or shy, as common misconceptions might suggest. He simply prefers a different kind of interaction. You're likely to find him in a quiet corner, engaged in a deep conversation with just one or two individuals. The loud music, the crowd, the constant chatter, it can feel overwhelming to him. But give him a meaningful one-on-one conversation and he'll shine. He might leave the party earlier, seeking solace in his quiet home, recharging from the social interaction. Now, it's essential to remember that introversion and extroversion aren't black and white categories. It's a spectrum, with most of us falling somewhere in between. Sophie might enjoy her quiet moments, and William might occasionally be the life of the party. It's about energy and where we get it from. Extroverts, like Sophie, gain energy from social interaction, while introverts, like William, recharge through solitude. The beauty of this rich tapestry of personalities is that it makes our social interactions diverse and interesting. Each person, whether a social butterfly or a wallflower, has their unique way of experiencing and interacting with the world. As you can see, their experiences at the same event can greatly differ. Now, imagine a bustling office environment. In the heart of this hive of activity, you'll find a myriad of personalities, each one contributing to the overall dynamic of the workplace. Among those personalities, introverts and extroverts stand out, each bringing unique strengths and facing distinctive challenges. Consider this case study. Picture a team working on a project. On one hand, there's Jamie, an extrovert. Jamie thrives in team meetings, brainstorming sessions and group discussions. He's quick to share ideas, offer feedback, and engage in lively debate. His energy is infectious, and he often serves as the catalyst in driving the team towards action. However, Jamie may struggle in quiet solo tasks, finding them draining and less stimulating. On the other hand, there's Alex, an introvert. Alex might not be as vocal in group settings, preferring to listen and absorb information before contributing. He does his best work in solitude, where he can reflect, strategize, and tap into his deep well of ideas. Alex, however, may find the constant social interactions of the workplace exhausting, needing moments of solitude to recharge. The key here is balance. Jamie's exuberance can spark creativity and propel the team forward, while Alex's thoughtful introspection can lead to well-considered strategies and innovative solutions. Their different approaches to work and collaboration can complement each other, creating a dynamic synergy that propels the team towards success. Now, this doesn't mean that introverts can't excel in group settings, nor does it imply that extroverts can't perform well in solitary tasks. Rather, it's about recognizing these inherent tendencies and leveraging them to create a more productive and inclusive workplace. In a professional setting, it's crucial to understand and respect these differences. By doing so, we can create an environment where both introverts and extroverts feel valued and empowered, leading to greater job satisfaction, improved team performance, and ultimately a more harmonious workplace. Indeed, in the workplace, they bring different but equally valuable contributions. But what causes these differences in personality? Well, let's delve into the fascinating realms of genetics, brain chemistry, and environmental factors to understand this. Let's start with genetics. Yes, you heard it right. Our genes play a significant role in determining whether we're introverts or extroverts. Studies show that about 40 to 60% of the variance in introversion and extroversion is inherited. This means that our tendency to either enjoy solitude or seek out social situations could very well be written into our DNA. Now let's move on to the intriguing world of brain chemistry. Did you know that the brains of introverts and extroverts function differently? Research indicates that extroverts are more likely to seek out rewards, which stimulates their dopamine system, the part of the brain associated with reward-seeking behavior. This could explain why extroverts are often drawn to high-energy, stimulating environments. On the other hand, introverts are more sensitive to dopamine. Instead, they prefer to rely on a different neurotransmitter called acetylcholine, which is linked to pleasure derived from inward-focused activities like reading a book or thinking deeply about a topic. These chemical differences in the brain explain why introverts and extroverts can react differently to the same situation. For example, an extrovert might thrive in a bustling party with loud music and lively chatter, while an introvert might find the same party overstimulating and prefer a quiet evening at home. Now, let's not forget about environmental influences. Although our genes provide the blueprint, our environment shapes how these genetic traits are expressed. This includes our upbringing, cultural context, and personal experiences. For instance, a child with a genetic predisposition to extroversion might become more introverted if they grow up in a quiet, reserved household. Conversely, an introverted child might learn to adopt more extroverted behaviors in a lively, outgoing family. In addition, our personalities can change over time due to significant life events or changes in our environment. For instance, moving to a new city, starting a new job, or becoming a parent can all influence our introvert or extrovert tendencies. It's also worth noting that introversion and extroversion are not fixed categories, but exist on a spectrum. Most of us fall somewhere in the middle, a concept known as ambiversion. This means we may display characteristics of both introversion and extroversion, depending on the situation. So, to wrap this up, it's clear that both our biology and environment play crucial roles in shaping our introvert or extrovert tendencies. So, biology and environment play crucial roles in shaping our introvert or extrovert tendencies. Now that we understand the science, what sets introverts and extroverts apart? Well, let's dive into the 5 key differences that make these personalities truly unique. First off, we have their energy source. Introverts typically recharge by spending time alone. They lose energy from being around people for long periods, particularly large crowds. Extroverts, on the other hand, gain energy from other people. They find their battery drained when they spend too much time alone. They need to be in company to feel energized. Next up is social interaction. Introverts often prefer one-on-one conversations and deep, meaningful interactions. They might feel overwhelmed in large social gatherings, not because they're antisocial, but because they prefer to connect on a deeper level. Extroverts, however, thrive in social settings. They enjoy meeting new people, engaging in small talk, and are often seen as the life of the party. Then we have communication style. Introverts are typically more reserved, think before they speak, and are better at listening. They prefer to process their thoughts internally before expressing them. Extroverts, conversely, are more outspoken, often thinking out loud, and are more comfortable expressing their thoughts and feelings verbally. They're typically the ones to break an uncomfortable silence. The fourth difference lies in their response to stimulation. Introverts are more sensitive to external stimuli. They feel most productive in quiet, low-key environments. Extroverts, on the flip side, are attracted to high-energy, bustling environments. They thrive on the buzz and excitement around them, often seeking out new experiences and challenges. Lastly, we have their approach to work. Introverts usually prefer to work independently, focusing on one task at a time. They tend to be more detail-oriented and thorough in their work. Extroverts are more inclined towards collaborative work, enjoying group discussions and brainstorming sessions. They're often seen as big-picture thinkers, thriving on the dynamism of teamwork. So there we have it, the 5 key differences: energy source, social interaction, communication style, response to stimulation, and approach to work. But remember, introversion and extroversion exist on a continuum. It's not a binary choice, but rather a spectrum, with many of us falling somewhere in between, known as ambiverts. These differences can greatly influence how we perceive and navigate the world around us. And understanding this can help us better appreciate our own unique personalities, as well as those of the people around us. Stick around as we move on to embrace both introversion and extroversion in our next segment. So, are we strictly introverts or extroverts? Well, the truth is, most of us are a bit of both. We're ambiverts, if you will. The concept of ambiversion suggests that we fall somewhere on a spectrum between introversion and extroversion, rather than being boxed into one category or another. It's a beautiful blend, a cocktail of personality traits, if you like. Think about it this way. Our personalities are like a favorite playlist. Some days we're in the mood for a bit of jazz, introspective and soulful. Other days we crave the energy and vibrancy of a rock concert, mirroring the extrovert in us. And then there are days when we want a bit of both, a mix of tunes that blend the quiet introspection of jazz with the lively spirit of rock. That's ambiversion. Ambiverts strike a balance between the contemplative nature of introverts and the social prowess of extroverts. They have the capacity to tap into the strengths of both personality types, adjusting their approach depending on the situation. One moment, they may be the life of the party, and the next, they might be deeply engrossed in a book at a quiet cafe. It's not about being indecisive, but rather about embodying the fluidity of human nature. Now, this isn't to say that being an introvert or an extrovert is any less valid. Far from it. Each personality type, each spot on the spectrum, has its own unique strengths and beauty. An introvert's depth of thought, an extrovert's zest for life, an ambivert's flexibility, these are all qualities to be celebrated. So, let's embrace the complexity of our personalities. Let's appreciate the introverts for their thoughtful insights, the extroverts for their infectious energy, and the ambiverts for their adaptable nature. Let's encourage acceptance and understanding of different personality types, and remember that it's our unique blend of traits that makes us who we are. Remember, whether you're an introvert, extrovert, or somewhere in between, each personality type has its unique strengths and beauty. The world needs both introverts and extroverts. This isn't mere speculation, but a fact we've explored throughout our discussion today. We've journeyed through the fascinating world of introverts and extroverts, observing their social interactions, the dynamics they create in the workplace, and the science that underpins their unique personalities. We've dissected the key differences between these two personality types, understanding that introverts recharge in solitude, while extroverts thrive in social interactions. Yet, none is superior to the other. They both have their strengths and weaknesses, their unique ways of interpreting the world around them. Embracing both introversion and extroversion is crucial, as it allows us to appreciate the diversity of human personality. It enables us to foster better relationships, build more dynamic teams, and create more inclusive societies. So, next time you meet a social butterfly or a quiet wallflower, you'll appreciate the unique perspectives they bring to the table.